After all these many years, looks like Apple finally dumped the iPhone XR. I kind of liked the XS and XS Max anyways, but it's sad to see them go. Apple announced their new line of platforms yesterday at WWDC 25, and they all have a new naming system, obviously, using the current year for quick referencing. But let's talk about iOS 26 first. Now, Apple announced their transition to something new for design called the liquid glass design language for all their platforms, and it was received by many users with mixed feelings yesterday. Yeah, it's always hard adapting to a new change, but seems like Apple might know what they are doing, and of course we'll see refinements to that design in the long run. For me though, it's always nice to see a new approach, and when you consider that transition in the glass design, when you like switch tabs, it's very amazing. That water drop transition, there is something about it, and for it to look this nice in its early stages, it looks like Apple might have a very amazing future with this particular design. I'm tempted to try this out on my main iPhone that has ProMotion because it already looks very convincing on the 60Hz iPhone. Battery intelligence never showed up, but it's nice to have this kind of battery estimated time stuff. That's kind of what we're looking for. And also it works on every single iPhone that supports iOS 26, so no one is left out. For a first beta, the home screen design isn't that bad, although I seem to prefer the natural look of the icons with that glass design over the clear design and the dark mode design. I never thought Apple would ever have it in them to change the camera icon, but looks like they did. They practically revamped the icon and changed it entirely to something many people are not happy about. We also have a glassy notification center and control center which look really transparent and water drop-ish. And also I like those pop-ups when you hold the Wi-Fi toggles down here and airdrop. They look very nice and less intrusive than what we had before. Settings app, a system app, it now looks cornered up and with extra border radius around most of the sections, and in my opinion it's quite reminiscent of what we have on One UI. And guys, we also have a new kind of water drop animation when you receive notifications on your notification banners, which is very cool to look at, and a new keyboard design as well. I kind of have mixed feelings about that keyboard though, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. We also have a new app as well called Preview, which Apple kind of borrowed from macOS. Yes, Preview is one of my most important system apps on macOS, and obviously this app is a standalone app on your iPhone for viewing documents, all kinds of documents. It's very reliable. It's more reliable than Adobe in my opinion though. Let's hope it maintains that same rep it has on the Mac on iPhone. Honestly, there is just something about that water drop glass effect when you switch between different tabs on different system apps. It's very amazing how it just shifts from the first to the other. Like, Apple really nailed it. Look at that dialer go all glassy. In the music app, we have a few changes as well. First of all, you can now pin albums and songs to the top of the user interface for quick and fast access to your favorite music, as well as auto mix your song transition, which is a nice addition to crossfade. And now the animated album art now populates the entire lock screen of your iPhone, which is also long overdue. Look at the camera app, you can see how glassy everything looks. Yeah, it is like one of the most redesigned system apps ever. Everything has been completely changed. I don't really have much to say about that camera app though, but you guys should probably try it out and see if it's easier to use than what we had on iOS 18. Now, let's talk about messages. We have backgrounds which look very amazing and similar to what we have on WhatsApp, but then we have that glassy button stuff which also makes it look even better, and the backgrounds are sort of animated, the custom default ones that are currently there, and the animation is pretty fluid and very nice. Also tempting to try out on my ProMotion iPhone. You can now also add posts to your iMessage groups to make quick decisions with your group members on any kind of topic. For the phone app, we can now screen incoming calls, which should reduce dependence on apps like Truecaller, a third-party app. With call screening, the iPhone auto answers the call and gets the name of the person and the reason for the call, and afterwards it rings you up and gives you the option to either answer the call or hang up. There are so many features, so many we haven't even discovered on iOS 26, but these are at the forefront. I will be reaching out to you all with the rest in a little time. As far as performance and battery drain, it's a beta. It's exactly what you should expect. But in my opinion, the phone didn't overheat much, probably because it's not my main device. There is no SIM card in it anyways. But right, it's very buggy and we are on beta 1 anyways. So hang on and let's see where we go with iOS 26.